How you doing, Cowboy Nation? This is B Bird Cowboy. I wasn't going to make a recording today. This is my first recording on my YouTube channel. But in light of the Michael Parsons events, I thought I'd come on here and do my first video. Hopefully by now, you guys are getting what I've been saying over years about this front office. They are the biggest detriment to us winning or going to an NFC Championship game. What they're doing to Micah and what they've done to CD and Dak and several other players, you just don't have to do. It's counterproductive as far as to what Shotty's trying to do. Is a big distraction. And some of the details that Micah Parsons put out about him being willing to come to the table and those guys not even wanting to come, it just makes no sense. But the only thing that makes sense to me is this, is that when you have a job that you cannot get fired from, you take some liberties. So let me just tell you this. If any of y'all had a company or a store that was making money hand over fist, but you hired your son, and your son was kind of, he was kind of getting the work done, but he's really mediocre. But you were still making money, you wouldn't fire him. But he would understand that, I can't get fired. It's my father, it's my mother. But him understanding that would also not make him do better, right? So we all are motivated at our jobs by not losing our jobs. If our bosses come to us and tell us that, hey man, you're kind of slacking, we're gonna give you a little while, get it back together. You're gonna pick up. If you got a wife, you got kids, you got a husband, you got kids, you have car notes, you have a house note. You saying, hey, wait a minute, let me snap back into this. Let me do the best I can, because I'm not trying to lose my job. That's a normal GM. But if you know that no matter what you do, you can't lose your job, what's your motivation to be better? What's your motivation to strive? You have none. And so that's where we are with the Joneses, y'all. They just are not motivated. They have no sense of urgency to go all in and all that kind of stuff. But the problem is you're going against GMs that are going all in. They're trying to do everything. They're fighting. They're turning over every rock to find talent. They'll go pay and sacrifice salary in the future to win now. That's what Philadelphia's doing right now, which I do not like the Eagles at all. I've always hated them. But at some point in time, you got to tip your hat to how they're running their business. Howard Roseman is putting all his chips in right now, saying, hey, in the next 4 years, I want to win, 2 to 3 Super Bowls. And how I'm going to do that, I'm going to keep Jalen, AJ, Smith. I'm going to keep all their contracts low so I can sign players, right? They've drafted well, and they pick up free agency, Saquon Barkley. And so that's why they are where they are now. And those are the things that we're fighting against, but we cannot get this organization to go all in because they don't have to. And that's just what it is. But what they're doing to Micah and what they're doing to Diggs, to me, it doesn't even need to be done. It's personal. And that's why I told Jay Tuck today that your GM or your owner, the GM/owner, it just does not work. Those need to be two separate people. And there's no way a GM could be acting in the GM duty and he's an owner without the owner mindset coming in. That's what's happening now. Both Jerry and Steven are owners, and they're negotiating contractors as owners, not GMs. And that's why they get in their feelings. Trey Lance was Jerry getting into his feelings a few years ago about the Dak negotiations. And so it's just, I just don't know how to get out of this, but I just want more people, more Cowboy fans to stand up and say, oh man, this ain't right. I've seen too many people trying to blame the players. I have a friend and he really does not like Dak Prescott. But one thing I asked him was 30 years ago, well, whose fault was it then? Whose fault was it 25 years ago? Whose fault was it 20 years ago? Whose fault was it 15 years ago? because we've had the same people here in the front office for that long, but the players have changed. We've had different players, same results. And so it's just time for us to just not take this, man. Just not to take the low-hanging fruit that the Joneses been giving us. And I like, for one, that Micah's standing up, not taking this, and not letting his name be smeared with lies, and the Joneses up there painting their own narrative, knowing they have not even talked to the man's agent. I think they pointed out that 5 of the people in Micah's class, of draft class, the top guys have all been signed already. Micah's the only one, and he's the best player that has not been signed. Just think about how much money the Joneses would have saved going to Micah last year, because you know he's going to be a great player. You already know what he is. So, hey, let's go to him. That's what the Phillies do, right? They go to their guys early. And so just think, he was ready. They were ready. They probably could have signed Micah for in the 30-something millions of dollars. Now it's going to be 40-something. Well, how's it going to be 40-something? Because Micah's pissed. He ain't taking nothing no less now, because they did that. Now going to Diggs. I felt that they should have signed Gilmore last year in the offseason, re-signed him, because Gilmore played well in 2023. Re-signed him, allowed Diggs to heal properly. But no, they didn't want to sign him. And to me, personally, they rushed Diggs back. Diggs was wanting to get on the field. They wanted him to go on the field. They rushed him back. He was never right. And so at the end of the year, he said, no, my knee's not right. So he went out again. Okay. So if his knee wasn't right and they rushed him back, why would he go to the same trainers that rushed him back the year before? He don't trust them anymore. So he went to his own trainer. Okay, the Joneses didn't like that. So they fined or docked him $500,000. Okay, that's your right to do that. But why make it public? Why make it public, and why speak on it at press conference after press conference? You're in your feelings. And if suppose he's gotten better care, better training than he would have gotten in Dallas. So he comes back early. So what Dallas has essentially done, the front office, is fine a guy $500K for coming back early. But that's what happens when you get in your feelings, man. They get in their feelings about negotiation. That's why I always say that, hey, you need somebody else in there negotiating, because you're going to get your feelings hurt. As a player, you will. That's why they have agents. But as an owner, you will. That's why you have GMs. So the structure that they have has not worked in 30 years, and they keep doing it. Now, I just hope this doesn't, and I think it will creep over into the team. And that will be the Joneses. They don't know how to have a press conference, let their head coach be their head coach, let him be the point person. I just wish we can have a training camp where we go in, all our guys are signed, and there's the press can't ask any question about a contract. All the contracts are signed. Everything is good. We're good to go. It's all about football. But we haven't had that in 3 to 4. I don't know when we've had that. But that tells me that it's about football. But this shadow of Micah Parsons has hung over the camp this time, and now it's exploded. So I don't know where to go from here. I think Micah's going to sign. I think he's doing a good job by putting pressure on him. But I don't know, fellas. I just want to. Hey, it's my first video. I just want to put it out there. I'll be doing a live sometime, maybe Sunday. I actually was going to do this on Saturday, but I felt compelled to come out and say something. I got a lot to learn about production. I got a lot to learn about podcasting, content creating. I got a lot to learn about this, but what I am going to do is I'm going to come on, try to be consistent. I'm not going to always be negative. If the front office do something well, I'm going to give them credit. Pickens, loved it. I actually liked the Mingo last year. Booker, the draft, I love that too, because we need to be able to run the ball better. So there's a lot of good things they've done, but they kind of overshadowed it by just not taking care of the business end of it. Again, this is my channel, Bieber Cowboys, my first video. I'm going to be putting it out. Y'all, I'm in this thing just to get my points across. I'm not in this to make a lot of money. God has blessed me with my profession. Uh, I've made enough to where I'm not on here trying to make money. I'm just going to give y'all my ideas. It's just a place for me to vent, um, a place for me to, you know, share information with y'all, other Cowboy fans just like me, because I've always said that YouTube Cowboy fans amongst our close Cowboy group, the people that's on YouTube are the biggest Cowboy fans out of all Cowboy fans. So if you subscribe to some content creators, you're probably the biggest Cowboy fans in your group. So I just like to talk to people that are passionate about the Cowboys. I've been passionate about them for ever since I was like 5 or 6 years old. That's all I know. It's the only team I ever rooted for. Only team I ever loved. Um, so hopefully this channel will grow. If I can just get, when I go live, I get 5 or 10 people. Hey, I'll talk to 5 or 10 people, and if it grows from there, it grows from there. If not, it doesn't. So, you know. But anyway, that's it for me. I just want to give y'all my opinion on the happenings of the day, and hope to see you later.